So now that we're all thoroughly depressed about the state of the car's bodywork, especially my dad, who's the original owner of this beautiful 72, car turned 40 this year, let's talk about the good stuff, namely the fact that it runs and drives for the first time in 8 years. Last time it drove and ran was in April of 2004. So I had a minor engine fire incident and the car sat since then. So I have replaced most of the consumables under the engine bay, and lately my most recent work has been rebuilding all 4 brakes, replacing the clutch and brake master cylinders, bleeding the whole system. Had to do a lot of work under the car, had to replace the differential gasket, the rear seal on the transmission, and fill both of those up with new gear oil. So let's fire it up. So now we're backing down the driveway. And here we go. Brakes are a little mushy, still working on those, getting all the kinks out, the air. Originally I thought my brake booster might be gone, but I pumped the pedal a few times when the engine's off, which is what you're supposed to do to assess the health of the diaphragm, and it seems to hold vacuum okay. So I gotta figure out what's going on there. Be able to hear a little bit of the misfiring from the timing and the carbs not being tuned, but overall, it runs really well, especially for not having run for 8 years and running with no oil pressure for about a mile immediately before that. So can't say I'm not complaining about where it is at the moment. Kind of weird driving a 4-speed after driving the 5-speed BMW. Gears are spaced differently. You hear a little bit of whine, that's a differential. Thought the red line gear oil might have taken care of that whine, although it's a clearance issue, so there's only so much oil can do to solve that kind of a problem. But it's definitely helped, although at highway speed we're only going 45 or so at the moment. At highway speed the whine is pretty intrusive, it is pretty bad, so the diff will have to be rebuilt or renewed eventually. I'm going to drive with 1 hand and 2 feet at the moment. This is kind of interesting. Love non-assisted steering. Like I said, she doesn't run perfect, but she runs really well after 8 years. So I'm happy.